Hey everyone, it's Traci from Downwarddogrising, here to give you a Yin Yoga workout today, this evening. So wherever you're at, whether it's morning, afternoon, evening, join me for a little Yin Yoga session, and I'll try to balance it out a little bit between upper and lower body. All right, so let's begin. Just grab your mat and let's get started. We're gonna sit in our seated butterfly position. So if you sit on your mat, bring the bottoms, the soles of your feet together, and maybe just shake the knees up and down a couple times. We do this in martial arts, just get the blood flowing. So you're just breathing in, breathing out. All right, next, lengthen your spine so you sink into the bottom of your hips, your sits bones, and then you're going to lift all the way up through the top of your head. And why don't we think of the two colors? That one color that grounds us into the earth energy. So let's just think of the color red as we're sitting here, grounding us into earth energy. And then as we lengthen all the way up through our spine, we're going to go to our third eye, our indigo color in the middle of our forehead, to awaken our awareness, consciousness. And then let's go ahead and think of the color violet. So think about our connection to a higher source, a higher power. So whatever your belief is, a connection to something greater than ourselves in the universe, that's going to be considered a higher source, a higher power. So let's connect to that cosmic higher power, as well as connecting us and grounding us into the earth. And let's just stay here and breathe. Going inward. Find your edge. Commit to staying here for a little bit. Going deeper, bypassing the muscle. Going deeper even than the tendons, the ligaments. We want to go deep into that muscle webbing fiber network, the fascia. If we stay here long enough, we might even be able to produce hyaluronic acid, which has a lot more affinity than water does, so it can be highly lubricative. Could highly lubricate your joints. Trying to talk. We want our joints, not only do we have synovial fluid for our joints, but this hyaluronic acid is it helps one stay youthful or have a youthfulness about them well beyond youth. The lasting effects last longer than stretching for shorter periods of time. The lasting effects stay longer because of the nature of how deep the fascia is. If you want to deepen this stretch without rounding through the middle back, go ahead and lengthen all the way up through the spine, and then do a hinge from your hip socket forward, from the crease in your thigh. We're just going to stay here and breathe. If you can go further than I can, please do so. I just go to where my body lets me go. No judgment. Just having that awareness where you are right here, right now, in space and time. You'll feel a little give. And then you'll be able to go a little deeper when you feel that little give. I should have grabbed my water. I might have to get some in a little bit. And just breathing in, breathing out. Go a little deeper if you can. Maybe we'll take another deep inhale here to the center of our low back. And slowly we're going to make our way up. Draw your knees all the way together. Little windshield wiper. Open collarbones. Do a little windshield wiper from side to side. Gently releasing the sides of your hips. There's creases in the hips. Excellent. All right. Okay, so next I'm going to ask you to sit in an easy pose like this, where you crisscross your ankles, and then notice how you're sitting. Is this how you always cross your ankles? Notice which ankle is on top, which one's below. And what I want to ask you to do is switch to the other side. If you're always used to sitting a certain way, then I want you to switch it and go the other way. And then I just want you to feel your energy, ground, and then think of lengthening up. And then what I want you to do here, I just want you to take your arm to the side, and then I want to have you do a little side bend, where you can reach your hand behind your head and just start breathing and try to find the point where you rise up to the top of your head. Decompress the spine first, lengthen up, and then you're going to do the side bend to the side. And maybe you'll just stay with the elbow not touching the ground. Maybe the forearm won't even be on the ground. Maybe you will have a yoga block under your elbow or the forearm, bringing the ground up to you. And just stay here and start to breathe. Start to feel your waistline stretching apart, your ribs opening apart, our intercostals or muscles between the ribs. And we just want to really breathe in, expand those ribs apart and open more space in there. And if you feel a little more space open, keep the lengthening apart. And we're just going to stay here and breathe. Opening our side line. Breathing in, breathing out. If you feel compression on the opposite side, that's stretching, you would come out of the stretch, work on the up, the lengthening more, then going over. That way you decompress your spine. And we're just going to stay here and breathe. Then we'll do our next yin posture. We're just breathing in, ribs expand, open up our side line, give some space to our back. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Let all worries go. Just trust that What is meant for you is meant for you. And what isn't, isn't. Just have that trust in the universe. Breathing in and breathing out. Let's take one more deep inhale here. And then we're going to slowly lengthen up. And let's do a couple little shoulder rolls. Shoulders lift up, down, back, away from ears. So we're just going to lift our shoulders up, down, back, away from ears. Release through the fingertips and the hands. 3 and 2. Shoulders lift up, down, back, away from ears. One more. Release the tension from the necks, those upper traps. Now reverse it. Depress the shoulders. Elevate, rotate forward. Inhale. Exhale. 3 more. Inhale. Release. 2 more. And one more time. Breathing in, breathing out. And then we're going to take our left arm up. Really lengthen your spine up into the air. Create that oppositional lengthening. And then we're just going to slowly start to stretch to the other side. Maybe your forearm touches the mat, maybe it doesn't, but you're trying to create length to decompress. Feel the sides of both sides of your waist lengthen. You can place your forearm on a yoga block if you prefer, and you just breathe in and then breathe out. Feel your back elongate, stretch, and lengthen. Feel space between your ribs, stretch apart, open up that side line. And then if you feel this, you'll feel if one side's tighter, it'll be harder to get closer to the floor. Keep lengthening both sides of your waist, both sides of your ribs. That way you don't compress the opposite side of the one you're stretching. Keep lengthening. If you feel compression, go up, 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 lengthen up. Stay there without going down as far. Once you open, then you're okay to go over. Stay here and breathe. Inhale, maybe open that elbow, open your collarbone. Exhale. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Feel those ribs open apart, stretching your intercostals, opening your side line. Stay here a couple more breaths, breathing in, breathing out. And last one, deep inhale, exhale. And slowly you're gonna lift this arm up. All right, okay. So next, I wanna take you into melting heart. So then if you turn to your side, and then when you do melting heart, think of keeping a straight line where your hips, instead of like your knees going way forward in front of the hips, you keep the knees directly under the hips. And then what we do, okay, we have this alignment here. We elongate and we're gonna pull our breastbone forward towards the floor. We pull through the arms and we're gonna extend, we're gonna melt our heart into the mat. Melting heart coming down to the mat. So feel how your hips and your knees are in alignment. And then you're gonna breathe in and then you're gonna breathe out. Inhale and exhale. Feel a stretch across your upper mid back. Feel the low back pull apart. Maybe your balls of your feet, maybe the tops of your feet are flat. If that hurts the knees, curl the toes under like I am. And just send the breath through any area of the body that's tight. Melting heart. Lengthen your spine. So you're just breathing in, and then you're breathing out. Feel that upper mid back stretch. Breathing in, breathing out. Maybe take another deep inhale here. And slowly from here, you're going to walk your hands in, and then you're going to take it into rest pose. So now if you want, you can have the tops of your feet rest on mat, and then we're just going to stretch our arms forward. And then what I want you to do here, once you bring head towards mat, maybe you have your forehead on a yoga block, take both hands behind you, and we're just taking it into our balasana, palms to sky, so your palms reach up, and then you're just relaxing into the mat. Feel that upper mid back stretch. Again, breathing in and breathing out. Feel space open. Breathing in and breathing out. So feel how right across upper mid back where the shoulder blades are, tops of shoulders falling down away from the ears. Breathe into the low back. Just feel grounded and rooted into the earth, giving you a stable force, stability. Breathing in, breathing out. Softening your facial muscles, your mouth, your jawline. Softening your forehead. Even your eye gaze is soft. Yin is soft, receptive, flowing, cool, dark, mysterious. Just embodying the elements of yin. Dragon animal embodies yin. Magical embodies yin. The moon embodies yin. Mystery. All right, we're slowly bringing our hands under our shoulders. Gently press up. And then we're going to take it all the way down to our mat now. And I want you to do, I'm going to say this word correctly. And I know how to say the word correctly. And I know how to pronounce it. And for whatever reason, whenever I try to say it, I always mispronounce it. Like I know SPH in English sounds like an F sound, so that when I string it together, like I never have to say Sphinx. That sounds really funny, but I do that all the time, so disregard me. Like I'm trying to say SF, not SPH, not SP. So I'm trying to say Sphinx. Okay, I just have to like look at the word differently in my head. Just think of SF, Sphinx, Sphinx. Okay, that's it. That's where we're going. So if you're not sure what Sphinx is, it would be a low cobra or it'd be Bhujangasana. So then you're just gonna slide forward onto your mat, and then you're just gonna let your hips Come all the way forward. And then, let's see, the feet are together. And you just have your legs together, tops of feet on mat. And then I'm going to show you what to avoid. Okay, here I'm scrunching. My neck is pulling together. It's compressing. Okay, this is something we definitely want to avoid. So how do you avoid it? Think widening the shoulders. Think pushing through the forearm. Think elevate all the way from your pubic bone up to your heart, to your sternum, your breastbone, and think of the elongation of that spinal energy pulling forward. Now think of the elongation of your tailbone pulling backwards, really pulling the low back into two different directions, and push into those forearms, separate the fingers wide, your palms are on the mat, and let's just stay here and breathe. So we're pushing away, so our shoulders are down, our neck is long, and let's just stay here. And inhale and exhale. We're trying to undo what sitting at a computer does to us all day long, daily. When you inhale, feel the abdominals separate and stretch apart. It almost feels like they're doming up into the back of the ribs, into the interior of your spine. Breathing in and breathing out. Elbows are narrow. Your triceps will feel engaged, the back of the arms as well. You might even feel certain muscles shake a little bit. Remember to keep that softness in your neck, softness in your shoulders. So we're just staying here and breathing. No judgment. If you're comfortable here and want to make it a little more intense, let's take it into our seal. So for our seal, let's just take our arms a little bit out in front so you don't lift too high and compress the low back. Make sure your shoulders and your neck remain soft as you lift up into your seal. Point your elbows straight down. Work those triceps. Keep the length through the spine. Neck is soft. Eye gaze is soft. Jawline is soft. And just stay here and breathe. If you feel any discomfort in the middle of your low back, that means come down lower to your mat. Likewise, if your shoulders feel tight, walk your hands a little further away so it drops you down and your shoulders will feel a little better. And just stay here and breathe. Being open to receive all the benefits that this pose can bring to us, can give us. If you feel arms shaking, come on down to the first one. Let's do one more deep inhale. And softly you're going to come down. Maybe wiggle your hips side to side. Release. All right. Then we're going to just release our neck. Relax your forehead on the backs of your hands. Nod head side to side. Over your third eye, Ajna. Breathing in, breathing out. Think of the color indigo. Bathing your body in the color indigo. Waking up your intuition. Your sense of knowing. Gently return center. And from here, what I want you to do, we're going to make a 90-degree angle with our left arm by your side. And you want to have your elbow 90 degrees with the shoulder. Then you're going to take this right hand directly under the shoulder. And then we're just going to lift up one foot, one leg. And we're going to do a little rotation to the side. We have our bottom arm bent 90 degrees like that under us. And we're just going to get like that really good deep stretch, shoulder out of ear. Feel the stretch under the bottom armpit, the side of the neck, the shoulder. Just doing a little twist. Inhaling and exhaling. I ran today. Or I might have us reach for our foot, our bottom foot, but I can tell I'll cramp. We're just going to stay here. Feel length through the side. Feel your bottom ribs opening apart. Inhale and exhale. I'm getting a cramp already in my hamstring. Inhale. Open up both sides. Feel that bottom shoulder stretch. Feel the side of your neck stretch and lengthen. Inhaling and exhaling. And let's just do one more inhale. Slowly exhale, release. Turn. Maybe wiggle hips side to side. Okay, we're going to go right into this other spinal twist. And we're also stretching our shoulder and our neck and opening of those ribs. So you're going to take your hand into this 90-degree angle. And then you're going to take this other hand directly under your shoulder. And then we're going to slowly just rotate. And then we're just pressing this other hand into the mat. Breathing into the sides of your rib cage. Relax your shoulders, relax your neck. Feel those lateral ribs expand. Inhale. Exhale, release. Feel that side line open up, ribs pull apart. Inhale. Exhale, release. Relax the side of the shoulder, the neck. Feel the stretch under the armpit. Inhale, that mid-axillary line, that serratus muscle, serratus anterior. Exhale, release. Two more, deep inhale. Exhale, release. And one more time, deep inhale. Exhale, release. Wonderful. Slowly make your way back. All right, and just wiggle hips side to side. So I'm going to give you, personally, I can't do frog with both knees. I tore a meniscus several times, and there's barely anything left in there, so if I were to do both knees, I would be on crutches. I wouldn't be able to walk, so I'm not going to do that. For some reason, I can do one at a time. So for half a frog, feel how hip bones and pubic bone are firm on mat. Feel how you can stretch tailbone away from you. And we're going to take one leg. I'm going to slide a little bit so my knee is on the mat. Flex your foot. And you're going to align your knee right in line with your hip joint. And then you're going to rotate down to the mat and just relax your forehead on the backs of your hands. Maybe you have a yoga block under your forehead. Maybe you have your hands under your forehead. Maybe you make double fist and you just have your forehead up in the air. Whatever feels good to you. We're just going to stay here and breathe for a little bit. We're doing a little hip opener, being a little bit more cautious for anyone who has knees that might possibly get irritated in this sort of angle. You could put a little yoga blanket under the knee, a little more cushion if it makes it more comfortable. Just trying to get that hip to externally rotate a little. Inhale and exhale. And we might not stay here too long, just don't want to irritate the knees. Feel that tailbone lengthen away. These poses are calming and relaxing for our spine. All right, one more deep inhale. Exhale, softly release. And gently, we're just going to extend that knee down to the mat. And then what I want you to do here, if you can make a triangle in front of your forehead like this, bend your elbows, make a little triangle. And what I want you to do is keep the tops of your feet pressed against the mat. I'm just going to give you a little spinal extension exercise that is going to help strengthen your spine. Make sure you avoid this. I did this on purpose. Whenever you do spine extension, make sure your pelvis doesn't go like that up into the air, because you'll overload your lumbar spine if you do that. Tailbone long, pubic bone on mat. Make a little triangle, fingers together. And then I just want you to lift up, tighten the core in, and then lower back down. And I'll give you the exhale to lift just to support your lumbar spine more. Inhale, lengthen spine. Exhale, scoop tight, abdominals in. Inhale, lengthen spine. Exhale, lift, hover. Inhale, lengthen spine. Exhale, lift, hover, tighten the core. And 7 more. Exhale, lift, hover. And 6 more. Exhale, lift and hover. And 5, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lift and hover. Tighten the core. Make sure you're pulling in. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. Use your core. And last one. All right. Take hands under your shoulders before we switch sides for other half frog. You're lifting up, and then just take it back into another little rest pose. After the extension, just take it straight back for a moment. Stretch apart. Stretch under the armpits by lifting up to the fingertips. Inhale, exhale. 2 more. Inhale, exhale, and 1 more time. Deep inhale and exhale. All right, walk those hands in, gently press up. Then you're going to come back down to your mat and do your left leg in your half frog. And I'm just going to swing around. And then, so you're just going to come on down to your mat. And then you're going to take your left leg. Remember, the tops of your feet are on the mat. Let's see if I have space. Okay, tops of the feet are on your mat. You can relax your forehead on the backs of your hands. Now your angle, you're going to have, I'm going to slide just so my knee is on the mat, even though I should have a pad under both knees. So now, your leg is just straight out. behind you. That knee is in line with the hip. And you're just going to relax your forehead on your mat or your hands or a yoga block. Feel the crease in the front of your hip. Keep on lengthening your tailbone. As you feel the sensation of your tailbone lengthening, that will protect your low back. You're just breathing in and then breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Feel tailbone long. Breathing in and breathing out. Flex your foot, protect your knee, your ankle, your hip opens more. Flex your foot, I should say. The energy can then pass through, the subtle energies can travel better. We're trying to unblock the energy so it can flow freely through our joints. And we're not going to stay here too long, just in case someone has sensitive knees like me. Let's take one more deep inhale here. And exhale. Softly release. And gently, we're just going to take this leg straight down. All right, gently wiggle hips side to side. And from here, what I want you to do, slide your hands under your shoulders, and then we're going to slowly open collarbones wide, curl your toes under, and if you can slowly, your elbows pull tight, lift up, and then lift the front of your thighs away from the mat, and just open your heart, reach your heart through the arms. And take a few deep inhales and exhales here. Open your heart. Exhale, just doing a little upward dog, breathing in and breathing out. Open your heart, shoulders down and back, breathing in, breathing out. One more time, breathing in, breathing out. And then take those knees back. And then from your upward dog, go ahead, I'm just going to slide over a little more. Go ahead and start to press away from your armpits to palms, press away from you. And then you're going to shift the weight back and then maybe do some heel lifts. No worries if the heels aren't touching the floor or the mat. Look towards knees. And just gently start to pull your body in two different directions. Your sits bones are reaching to the backs of those thighs. Your breastbones pulling forward through the arms. A few more heel lifts. Inhale, exhale. Just let the energy flow through you. Inhale, exhale, ribs out of hips. And one more time. And just really stretch apart. Gently press those heels away. Pull your breastbone through the arms. One more deep inhale. And gently we're just going to bend our knees. Come on down. And what I want to do next, we're going to just walk our feet through. Maybe crisscross your ankles like this. And then walk over. Bring your feet down to the mat, and then we're going to slide on down. Maybe take your hands under your thighs and slowly make a descent down to the mat. So you would hip hinge if you're worried about osteoporosis rounding your back. Hip hinge down, just go straight. If not, you can roll behind your sits bones. That's spinal flexion. Roll behind the sits bones. Roll through the back of your pelvis as you're pulling your abdominal wall super tight, and just lay each vertebra to your mat. All right. So we're going to do our reclined butterfly, another hip opener. So you're just going to bring the soles of your feet together and just allow your two knees just to butterfly out. And then you could even take your arms into a little cactus. We're going to end with our butterfly tonight. So a reclined butterfly. So we're just going to stay here and breathe. Opening collarbones wide. We might end with caterpillar. We'll do one more when we come up. So I interspersed yin with some other yoga stuff. Yin is more about quality and not quantity. We're not worried about how many poses we can fit in or how fast we go. We're just slowing down. Being aware of our thoughts, being aware of our body and of any sensations that we feel in relation to our thoughts as well, without any judgment. And that grows discernment, which is a powerful tool to have. Because it can save you a lot of time and not make you repeat things. So slowing down is good to sharpen your tool of discernment. So you do not have to repeat cycles in your life. You can learn a lesson and then just move on. Just breathe in and breathe out. Feel your low back fall deeper into the mat. Those hips loosen up a little bit more. Hip opener. Relax the neck, the shoulders. Let's take one more deep inhale here. Gently bring your knees together. Gentle little rock side to side. Gently walk hands under the knees. Peel up. Osteoporosis, you're not going to round your low back, just hug the knees in. Inhale, exhale. Maybe flex your feet. Couple little rotations each way for those ankles, other way. All right, so now turn to your side. Take a moment. Press up to a seated position, coming all the way up. And then we're going to do our caterpillar before we call it a day. Shake out your knees. You could sit on a folded blanket. You could sit on a yoga block if you felt really super tight through your hips or super tight through your hamstrings here, or your back. It's going to be beneficial to lift your pelvis up a little, and it just creates some space in there for you. All right, so what we want to do here, we're going to stretch up, lengthen our spine, and then without rounding, we're going to hinge from the hips right there. You can either have your hands rest here under the knees. That feels comfortable to support your knees. Your hands can go here. You could reach towards the shins, lift up your heart. You could reach for your ankles. You could reach for your lateral pinky toe sides of your feet. You could reach for your use your peace fingers, grab your big toes if you wanted. And just let your spine release, stretch, breastbone through arms, lengthen up, and breathe. Keep the length in your spine, hip hinge. Feel how relaxing this is to open the back of your spine, calming, peaceful energy, relaxing your nervous system. Go a little deeper if you can. Feel the low back pull apart. Hinge from the hips, spine is long. Use the breath for any tight spots. Let's take one more deep inhale here. And slowly we're going to make our way back up. All right, lengthen head, away from tailbone, just shake out those knees. All right, maybe take those hands, open. Exhale, release, 2 more times, open and stretch. Exhale, release, and one more time, breathing in. And exhale, release. We're just going to circle those arms. Come back into our easy pose. And let's just give thanks for taking this time out for some self-care, to care for ourselves, for healing energy, for balancing our energy so our yin can help our yang energy rebalance. We don't want to get so one-sided that we have more than one than the other. However, modern life, it's really hard day to day not to have too much yang, because it's about producing, getting things done. We have so many things we have to do, get done. We get really overwhelmed with too much yang energy. So it's really important to take the time for your yin to balance. All right. Thanks, everybody. Please like, share, subscribe if you like my content, my channel. It will help me to grow. The light within me honors and acknowledges the light within you. Thank you, everyone. Peace. See you soon. Bye.